Symptoms are not enemies to be destroyed, but sacred messengers who encourage us to take better care of ourselves.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So recently I looked in my comment section and somebody wanted me to talk about finances and tuition and basically just how to work with what you have. So we are going to talk about finances this video. So first we're going to go over the cost of attendance to attend Life University's Doctor of Chiropractic program. I did have to pull it up because who knows that stuff off the top of their head. So tuition per credit hour is $379. Our quarterly student fees are $497. Tuition per year is $28,425. That's when you're taking an average of 25 credit hours. Of course, if you take above, it's more. And of course, if you go below, it's cheaper. The tuition per standard program length is $129,618. So that price is basically how much it would cost if you did the program in 4 years. Exactly, so 4 years. So that's 188 credit hours, and that's how much it will cost. So if you end up modifying or coming in modified, which is what I did, of course your tuition per program will be higher because you end up staying an extra quarter versus that if you come in full load, which I'm not really too sure if they still have that option available for you guys to do modified or full load. But if you come in full load, that's generally what happens. So you're looking at around, $129,000, really $130,000. But that price is only from the standard loans they give you just to pay for school. That has nothing to do with the Grad Plus loan that most of us take out in order to survive and live because we can't really afford to get a job because time consuming. So it's roughly about, what did they say, 13,000 a quarter? Nope. So when I came in, it was about like 11,000 a quarter. I know we just went up on tuition, so it should be around like 12 or, yeah, about 12. So they would give you a loan. So mainly the program's strictly loan-based program, unless you come from money. Shout out to you, the people that come from money. Okay, we need to be friends, got me. But the people that don't, they do have scholarships available. The scholarships, not a lot of them cover like full tuition. I'm actually not sure if they like give you a package like that. I'm really not sure. I don't think so. I think you have to apply to the scholarships, and then whatever scholarship you apply for, of course, they'll add it to your account. Other than that, it's strictly loans. And so they give you the exact number of loans that it costs for the program. So I'd get like roughly $12,000 in loans, and that's supposed to pay for my credit hours. So if I take below that, we're good. If I take like 25 credit hours, then that'll be like the full thing, and then you get like a refund. So let's say I took 26 and a half credit hours. So the refund I got from the first refund, which is your standard loans, I got $300 back. That $300 would be what needs to pay my bills for the next 3 months, because you get a refund check every 3 months because we're on a quarter system. So for 3 months, $300 would have had to stretch. That's if I decided not to get a Grad Plus loan. I will have to stretch $300 until, next time. I don't know anybody that's gonna stretch $300 for 3 months. I know absolutely nobody, which is why most of us end up taking out the Grad Plus loan. So Grad Plus loan will give you, depending on your credit hours, so you can make roughly, I don't really know, guys. I want to say if you make over 25, you get like closer to 9,000 in Grad Plus loans. And if you make under, goes down. But you also get more money on the first refund check, which kind of balances out a little bit better. So it's like two different things. So you do have to budget that money. Remember, that money has to stretch for 3 months, unless you have a job. If you are able to have a job, God bless your heart, because I have to study on the weekend and I would love a job, you know, consistent money, and I can take more trips, do more things on my break if I have a job. But I'm getting a lot of callbacks, and then I tell them I can only work weekends, and they're like, we need somebody a little bit more flexible, and whatever, you know, is what it is. Oh well. So you do have to make that money stretch. So the best thing to do is to budget that money out. So you need to know how much your rent is, how much your utilities are. If you have cable, you need to add all that up and then see how much it costs you a month to live. Okay, we have that number. Boom. I suggest taking that number you have, multiply it by 3, and take whatever that number is out of that refund check. Put that to the side so that you know your bills are paid for. That's one thing you don't want to worry about, is how I'm going to pay my bills. Because towards the end of the quarter, towards break, money looking kind of funky. It looks really funky because you had to live, and that's fine. And of course, you're stressed. You want to take a trip. You want to go somewhere. You want to at least go home. I mean, you need money to do that. So definitely take that money out of that refund. When that refund hits, don't you go out and buy something. Budget. Sit down. Figure out how much money do you need to survive for 3 months with all your bills being paid for, taken care of. And then whatever money's left, do what you want to do. Completely. Do what you want to do. But make sure that your bills are taken care of. That's one of the hardest things for a lot of graduate students is, you know, we're not used to huge refund checks like that. So, you know, like, oh, I go do this, I go do that. I go put like a down payment on vehicles and, you know, buy a house. Remember, you don't get paid every week anymore. If you're coming from the working environment, you don't get paid every 2 weeks. You get one big check that has to hold you for 3 months. So you have to be responsible. You have to be smart about how to spend your money. That's very important. So that's the first thing I do when I get my refund check, is take my budget for the month of my bills and add a little extra to it so I can have some cushion just in case, you know, it's hot in Georgia. This electricity bill gets a little high, because I'm not gonna sit in my apartment and sweat. I refuse. So air conditioning's going, bill gets high. It happens. I mean, I have it on auto, but you know, it still happens. So make sure you have some cushion so that if something gets a little higher than what you plan for, you still have the money to pay for it. Cool. Money to the side. Rest of the money is completely up to you. I like to put some money aside in case I like have something coming up like in the next few months. Like for instance, this last refund check, I put money aside for my birthday. I'm turning 25. I have big plans and I need money to make those plans come to fruition. So that money is put to the side. And don't forget, you have to eat. So you need groceries. Do not forget the groceries. You don't want to have to eat out every day. That adds up a lot quicker than it would if you just go buy groceries and cook for the week. Meal prepping is very helpful in order to save money. That's a great helpful tip that I don't utilize because I suck. Anywho, but meal prep, very important. I know a lot of people save a lot of money doing it. I make meals and have leftovers. I wouldn't call it meal prep though. Bring a lunch. Bring lunch to school. That's another money saving technique. The CAF does have food, but it can get pricey. Some of those prices I just look like it's definitely not worth this money, but I'm hungry. So here we are. Other than that, so you have, make sure you eat. We got groceries, we got meal prep. Saving, please make sure you save some money. Even if you don't even know what you're saving money for, put it aside, especially in chiropractic school. Eventually you're going to want a chiropractic table in your house, you know, to practice moves, not adjust. Against the law to adjust without a license. Remember that. But you should want to practice your setups, because in full spine 1, 2, and 3, you do need to know how to set up on people properly, especially based off the listings that you have. So you might want to get a table. You might want to save up and get a dog. Guys, I'm really hoping I can get a dog soon. Really hoping. We're praying. So I need y'all to pray hard for this dog though. So, hopefully around like our September, October video, I have a little dog to show you guys. Look at my baby. So that's the hope. Hoping for the best. So you definitely want to save. I do have classmates that don't really use the loan. They take care of their bills and then pay all the rest of it back to whatever they have left over. It's going back to student loan people. It's a very smart idea. They're not charging you interest right now, so you're just paying off the principal at this point. So there's a lot of people that do that. You do have the well-off people that don't need loans. Remember, call me. We can be friends. Not because you have money, but it's a plus that you have money. Something. So there are people that also work. So, they have a more consistent paycheck coming in. They're able to do more things because they have the loan and the paycheck. So, they have, some consistency. And you just don't want to compare your situation with somebody else's situation, because in all honesty, you don't really know their situation. There might be a reason why they have to have a job, because they have these bills and the refund check's not covering it. Like, there's so many people in this program that have children. They're the cutest things ever, but little humans cost money. Daycare costs money, food costs money, feeding, clothing, all of that costs money. Diapers. Your refund check goes by faster if you have a child, and that's fine, but you just have to make sure you budget. Budgeting is a very important thing. I don't like it. I don't like knowing that my money has somewhere it has to be that's not in my pocket, that's not going to what I want it to go to. It bothers me, but it is what it is. So for me, I personally pay my rent up for 3 months so that I know for sure I'm not getting kicked out of the apartment. Not gonna happen. You're not kicking me out because I need somewhere to live. So my rent is paid up for 3 months. For sure. There's no doubt about it. My rent's gonna be paid up. And I do put the money aside for the rest of my bills. I do listen to that part. Groceries, I didn't put money aside for groceries. I don't know. I have money aside for myself, so, I guess that could be grocery money too. I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. So really, I would say that if you are able to keep up a very high GPA in chiropractic school, get on the dean's list, president's list, apply for those scholarships. There's no reason to take out loans if you don't have to. If you're able to lower the amount of loans you could take out because somebody wants to pay for your school, or if they pay for part of the school, they might give you more loan money because they already took the loan out. So they just give it back to you, helpful ways. So now you have more things that you can do with the money. So definitely apply for scholarships if you can, if your GPA allows you to apply for scholarships. Another thing is trying to make sure you budget in case you want to get a second degree. So I do have a few friends that are doing dual degree DC degrees. So they're getting a DC degree and they're also getting a master's. I would like to do that. I'm really convincing myself to do it. But also you have to think about how you're going to pay for that master's degree. So instead of it coming out that initial loan, it comes out your Grad Plus loan, which, requires you to save and budget even more because now you're paying for classes technically out of pocket. That's their way of saying it's out of pocket. They're going to take it out of your Grad Plus loan. So you have to budget accordingly to know that, they're taking this amount out. So now you're like $1,000 less than what you're used to. You just have to budget accordingly. But in the end, remember that your degree is going to pay off if you help it to help you pay it off. You can't just graduate, not do anything, and expect to make money. You can't. It's not going to happen. You have to hustle. If anything, this degree teaches you is that you have to hustle. There's so many people that are skeptics about chiropractic as is that you have to hustle. You have to get your name out there. You have to market. You have to be open. You have to be honest. You have to teach your patients what they're in for. Nobody's just going to throw money at you because you're a doctor of chiropractic. They're not. You could be a crap doctor of chiropractic. I wouldn't give you my money if you're crap. You have to perfect your skill. You have to know what you're doing. And you have to think outside the box. You can't just be set on one specific technique. You need to know multiple techniques because you never know what might happen. You might have a pregnant lady who has been in labor for 24 hours and would really hate to have a C-section, and she needs her pelvis adjusted. That's a whole technique that you need to learn so that you can help her avoid getting a C-section that she doesn't want to have. So you just have to budget accordingly. Seminars are great if you can go to the seminars. It really helps you connect yourself with chiropractic, learn more about what you're doing and any more financing options that you can get. If you are doing like monthly bills, just make sure y'all pay your bills. That's my main concern, because there are people that's like one of the things that they tell you. They're like, remember to budget for your rent. Because, for instance, we had a 4-week break. You need to make sure that you are still able to live in that place until your next check comes around. You don't want to be that person where you come home and everything's put out of your house. You don't want to be in that situation, especially not while you're in school. You just got evicted and you're in school. Like, you don't want that stress on your life. So you have to make sure your bills are paid. You have to make sure you budget. Even though that budgeting word is trash, it's disgusting. It makes me sick to my stomach. But adulting 101, you have to budget. Yeah. So please make sure you guys budget. Please make sure you pay attention to your finances, know where all the purchases go, and keep a record. A lot of people, write down all of their purchases, and it just helps them see what they're spending their money on. For me, I know it's food, so I won't write that down. I'm not going to sit here and write down all my purchases because it's going to tell me I spend too much money on food, and who wants to hear that type of negativity? Not me, so I won't do it. But it helps a lot of people. There are also banking apps. I know PNC would give me a breakdown on what I spend my money on, and I don't want to see that either. But I'm sure other banks do that, and there are people that would love to see that. So definitely make sure you take a look at that. Credit cards, be careful having a credit card in college in general, not just this program, any life. Remember, it is technically borrowed money. You have to pay that off. You need to pay that on time. Please at least make the minimum payment to avoid your interest fees. Those interest fees skyrocket when you don't pay off the minimum balance. At least, like at the bare minimum, pay off that minimum balance. Things happen that you need to use that credit card. Sometimes people max out their credit cards and things happen. It's very understanding, but you have to make sure that you pay that. You can't just ignore it. Your credit's gonna go to crap, and you need that in order to get a business loan. So let's say you wanna open up a business. The bank is gonna look at your credit score. If it's crap, I can't trust you with money as is. So why would I think I could trust you with a business loan? I'm not. So deny. You don't want to get denied for your business because that crushes your dreams and you don't want that. So definitely stay on top of your credit history. Know what debt is accumulating on there. Know what's in collections. And if you can pay that off, that's great. I have a friend that just finished paying off all of her collections, so she's technically debt-free outside of her student loans, which is really awesome. I was really proud of her for doing that. And so it opens up a lot more doors for you. Her credit score went up 60 points because she has nothing in collections. Like, it can help you so much. Just pay attention to your credit score. Credit Karma is a great tool. I have the app. They alert me when things go haywire, unless I know I did it. I don't check because I know I'm the problem. And sometimes you're the problem. Me, the problem. So definitely make sure that you stay on top of your credit history. Make sure you stay on top of your monthly payments. Make sure you budget. Make sure you know your money. Be smart about money. Don't be stupid. Don't just be out here spending it because you got it. Because we're young, we're dumb, and that's what most of us do. You can't always just spend money because you have it. You have to plan for your future. Know what you want to do. Know where you want to go. Take trips. If anything, save your money so you can take a trip. Life is stressful. Don't just be sitting at home stressed. Save up money so that you can take a break, take a trip, and just be able to lay out on the beach, on the sand, and be happy. That's my suggestion to you. So if you guys have any more questions about money, loans, managing finances while in school, please let me know. Drop them below, and I am going to reach back out to you guys. I don't mind replying. If you guys want a second video on money and want it to be more specific in detail, feel free to let me know, and I will definitely get that to you guys as soon as I possibly can. And I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Love you guys. Can't wait to talk to you guys later. Bye.